I think the connection in Twilight between death and like sex, I think that's what is so attractive to people. I don't know, I think it's just the way it's written, it just seems so personal.
Right.
It seems like it's wasn't really meant for publication.
Well, the audition was pretty intense, just in that he was so different from everybody else that came in.
I hadn't even heard of the series, so I had no idea what it was.
Hold on tight, Spider Monkey. We're going back to Forks, Washington. Access Hollywood is looking back at our first Twilight interviews with Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, and Taylor Lautner as we celebrate the 16th anniversary of the beloved film. So grab your mushroom ravioli and get ready for some fun.
Say it out loud. Say it.
Vampire.
Are you afraid?
No.
Teens everywhere went crazy when Twilight first hit theaters in 2008. The novel-turned-movie follows a shy high school student named Bella Swan who moves to Forks and falls in love with a handsome, mysterious guy named Edward Cullen, who happened to be a 108-year-old vampire, who for some reason is repeating high school over and over again with his ancient siblings.
You're impossibly fast and strong. You gotta give me some answers.
I'd rather hear your theories.
I have considered radioactive spiders and kryptonite.
It's all superhero stuff, right? What if I'm not the hero? What if I'm the bad guy?
The movie franchise put Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, and Taylor Lautner on the map, catapulting them into stardom, and Access was with them from the very beginning. When we spoke to Rob in 2008, he didn't hold back when dishing on his experience on the film, admitting when he first read the book, he thought it was so personal to author Stephenie Meyer that it, quote, wasn't really meant for publication. He also revealed his intense encounter with the fan and joked he proposed to Kristen Stewart several times while filming.
I'm always ready for my life to change. I don't really have, well, it never does change. I'm always waiting for it to change.
Yeah.
Never does.
Well, okay, the scream factor has gone up a little, hasn't it?
The scream factor, yeah, but that just seems so bizarre to me, but I don't class that as being part of my life. That's a side dish.
Uh-huh.
It's a side dish which you don't necessarily have to eat. It's like, yeah, I don't know. You go into these different rooms all around the world, people scream at you for ages, and then you leave, and then they don't scream at you anymore. And it's like, when I was in New York doing another screaming session, and this little girl who was about 7 came up to me, and she was like, she asked me to bite her, and but with such longing and passion, like she really, it wasn't just like, hey, can you bite me, please? She was like, I need you to bite me, and it's like, do you even know what you're saying? Like, I mean, there was so much passion behind it. I actually almost needed to do it. I almost did do it. I was trying to think of an analogy earlier. I was thinking like, you know, it's something about some guy, if he says like, listen, I'm gonna kill you, it's something really attractive about that. I was like, yeah, I mean, I really can't see it. I don't know, I think it is, I think the connection in Twilight between death and like sex, I think that's what is so attractive to people. I mean, it's such a powerful thing. I mean, it's like, and they're so closely connected anyway.
Right.
They're like saying like literally like, I know what having sex with you is going to be like, and it will be so amazing that I'll end up killing you. I think that's kind of what the deal is. I only read them after the audition, just because I liked Kristen and I liked Catherine, and I wanted to do it afterwards. So I just read them in a weekend and then sent this really ass-kissing email to Catherine.
Did you really? What did you say in the
It's
email?
the first time I've ever done that as well, and I just felt so cheap doing it.
What did you say in the email?
It's like, I'm not, the first line's like, I'm not begging, all right? I don't care. But I don't know, it went on for ages. No, I just kind of planned out. I was just sort of saying how I'd like to play the part and the ways in which I'd want to play it. Yeah, I didn't really know about it. I was living in England, so it wasn't really that big there. I get that it's not, it's quite unique, like in this generation.
Yeah.
I mean, I really can't think of another book where it's literally so melodramatic, and it takes itself so seriously, but at the same time is very, very real. And I think, I don't know, I think just the way it's written, it just seems so personal.
Right.
It seems like it's wasn't really meant for publication. It definitely felt like something was right in the audition. I mean, that's kind of why I wanted to do it. I just thought, like, oh, this is how you're supposed to play it. I really had no idea how to play it until I met her, and then, and it just, there's definitely something, and I saw some of this, I haven't seen the movie, but I saw some of the scenes, and you can definitely feel something. It's weird watching it, because I don't feel like I'm watching me. You know?
Now, I understand, Rob, that you proposed to Kristen on the set? Not once, but several times.
Oh, is it several times
yes.
now? Kristen seems to think, did you ask Kristen this?
I did.
And she says I did,
I
right?
won't even say what she said. I'll tell you after you give me your answer.
What she seems to think, but I did. I can't remember doing it.
Which doesn't mean you didn't, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine proposing to. I can't remember. I couldn't really imagine doing it on set. It's a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, I propose a lot though. I mean,
that's what she said.
It's kind of my thing.
Wait, you proposed a number of times
Literally,
before?
I get texts saying like, "Are we still on for the marriage on Friday?" Like, you're not getting cold feet.
Stop it! Are you serious?
I can show it to you if you want. I don't even know who it is. It's like I have so many Veronicas and Carolines and stuff.
On your BlackBerry right now, on your
it's
phone.
like, who's that? I'm not even in the country.
A big part of Twilight's success was the steamy chemistry between Kristen and Rob. The two met during the audition and dated for several years in real life. Fans even gave them the nickname Robston. When we talked to Kristen at the 2008 junket, she revealed if her chemistry with Rob was instant.
Well, the audition was pretty intense, just in that he was so different from everybody else that came in. He wasn't, thoughts were going through his head, and you could see them, and he wasn't just fixated on, like, looking a certain way, like posing and being, you know, the handsome vampire that he's supposed to be. And you could feel real pain. You know, to live 108 years alone, you're not going to be the perfect guy.
Right.
And he was the opposite of that. And he's also very responsive. He sees and he listens, and that's very important, that you're not like acting in a scene by yourself. The way that they react to each other is something that can't be compared to anything else because it doesn't exist. What I found really difficult was to keep the push and pull between the two characters and what it feels like to be around him, specific and acute, and not have it just some like general arbitrary. He's not a guy. He's not just some guy that you have a crush on.
Right.
Literally, like, you want him so bad it hurts, and it's like a literally magnetic draw. And so there was always, like, I never got to like stop flexing. I mean, it was really like constantly strained around him. That was really exhausting. And also, she's clumsy. One part that was actually kind of funny was when he jumps off this log or something, and I'm supposed to, he says, like, close your eyes. Or I said, do you trust me? And they're intimate lines.
Right.
And we're hanging like 100 feet in the air, and like we're getting pelted in the face with wind and rain, and we're like trying to not just look like totally stupid. So yeah, a couple of those moments were a little difficult.
Is it true that he kept proposing to you on set?
You know, he got a little. We didn't get a whole lot of sleep. We were all working really hard. I think we all got a little nutsy. I think he said that to a lot of people in his life, really. So I don't feel too special.
Access also spoke to Taylor Lautner in 2008, and he admitted he didn't even know what Twilight was before his audition.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard of the series, so I had no idea what it was. I remember my agents were like, yeah, this Twilight thing's big, and I was like, really? I've never heard of it. No, I initially met with Catherine. I was like, wow, this director's really cool. She's a lot of fun. And then I went back, and I was a little more familiar with the story, and I got to read with Kristen Stewart, and I was like, wow, I really like her. She's a fantastic actress, and she was a lot of fun. And then as soon as I was cast, I realized how big this was and
Right.
the potential of it.